Everyone. Thank you so much for viewers online and all the participants who are here. So my name's Debora Maboya, Deputy Executive Director from TAI. I'm joined by an amazing, wonderful woman, Noela Msuya, who is the Executive Director from Child Support Tanzania. And she is one of the Zero Project Awardee 2026. And today we are going to learn more about what happens when children lead accessibility change. And Noela will be taking us through how child-led accessibility audits and inclusive renovation help transform schools and the communities surrounding into disability environment that is accessible for all children. Noela, welcome so much.
Thank you very much, Deborah.
Yeah, so I would like us to start a bit of a background. Where did you start? How did African Child Project start in the beginning until right now?
Okay, Child Support Tanzania is a non-governmental organization. We started in 2008, and I started it from home, implementing inclusive education, and I wanted to showcase that inclusive education is possible. So we started with 13 children, and now we are serving more than 1,000 children with disabilities in Tanzania. We have our model inclusive school, CST inclusive school, which is pre and primary school, and we are working with more than 78 government schools in Tanzania. So in our organization, we came to realize there is a problem in designing something without a user. So we decided to come up with child-led accessibility audit, whereby we empower our children to be in the front line to conduct accessibility audits and to be in the front line to come up with ideas on the solutions.
Wow, amazing. I really love the fact that you are almost now in more than 78 government schools in Tanzania. Such a big milestone. So I would love you to speak more about your innovation. What's so much unique about the work that you're doing, specifically in those particular schools?
About our innovation, child-led accessibility audit, the uniqueness of it is like children themselves, they're the ones who lead everything. They are the center of everything. And we empower children by just guiding them what to do, but they are the ones who come up with ideas on how they can conduct it. We have a simple tool which guides children on how they can conduct accessibility audit within their school environment. As we all are aware, environmental barrier is a very big barrier to children with disabilities to access education. Our environments, some of the classrooms, all the school environments, they are not accessible for all children. They don't have proper path, proper lamps, proper accessibility path for children with disabilities to access quality inclusive education. But also even our playgrounds, they are not accessible for all children. So what we do, we are using a tool, we are using cameras, we give children, we ask them to go and explore what they like to see in their school. And by using these cameras, they can go and take pictures of the good things or the things which they impress them at school. And then when they come back, we go back again with them to ask them to go back and take pictures of what they feel like is not right for them, what they feel like hinders their friends with disabilities to access either playground, toilets, classrooms, subjects in the classrooms. So children, they go back and they take pictures and come back, and then we discuss with children. We come up with the idea, but this comes from themselves. What do they think it can be done in their school to make sure everybody access quality inclusive education without any barriers? So children, they bring out ideas on how they can, how they think can be done. They can come up with ideas. Some of them, they can even draw ramps, They can draw these landmarks, what they think can help their friends with the visual impairment to access classrooms, to access playgrounds. So we take from what children have brought, and then we help them, we empower them, and help them to come up with their insights. Like this, how do you think this can be done also? You have already drawn a ramp, but how do you think this can be done? So children, they are involved from each stage of accessibility audit, but also coming up with the solution on how it can be modified to be suitable for all children.
Amazing. It's not for them if it's not made by them. I love the human-centered design approach that you bring together the children to be at the center, the core designing of what is best for them. So looking at the journey you have gone through since the beginning until right now, what is the success that you can see, Noela, and you say, wow, I'm really proud of this, the impact that you have been able to make or achieve so far?
Yeah, first of all, our own school, it was designed by children, our model school. What came up with what we came up with CST inclusive school is it was all children ideas. So children, they gave us ideas on what they like to see in their school. So is what we used to design our own school, CST inclusive school, which is among the model accessible schools in the country, I can say. But also in pre and primary schools, government schools, we have done modification, which was led by children, and it feels so good for them because they use what they designed. But also it makes it like, it brings spirit of ownership, like I was among people who designed this. So I know, I don't know if you can feel it, but I know you can feel it when you design something and you are using it. So it creates ownership among children. And we managed to do a lot of modification in all the 78 schools. And community involvement, because children, they are participating, they can also involve their parents. So community involvement in modification, it has made it also not very expensive, I can say cost effective, because the community is engaged in doing modification. So that is among the achievements, but also to see more children with disabilities are accessing quality inclusive education with no barriers. That is among the things which we are proud of.
Wow, such an amazing work happening here. So I would love for you to also share with us, Noel. I understand that success is always good, and we always want to see the success part of everything, but there are always sometimes setbacks or some of the challenges that they come along. So maybe perhaps if you can say one or two challenges that you had to encounter along the way, and perhaps what did you do to resolve them?
I think among the challenges we are encountering is still attitude towards inclusion. Many people, they don't understand about inclusive education or inclusion of persons with disabilities. We all think most of the time about physical environment and all those things. Accessibility is more than that. It has everything to do with the communication and everything. So that is among the challenges, but also funding challenges, because most of the accessibility audits needs modification at the end of the day. So some of the ideas come up from children. They cannot be achieved without funding. So that is among the challenges we are facing.
And looking at the sustainability aspect of the project and innovation that you are doing right now, what does the sustainability aspect look like?
Designing without a user is a disaster. So since we are designing with the user, you can see there is sustainability there, because even if something went wrong or something needs modification or needs repair, because the user was there, it's easy to come up with the idea how it can be modified. But if we design it or we do audits ourselves and then we do modification, end of the day, even if there is need to do maybe to do renovations in what we have modified, it's not easy because the user was not around.
That's a very good point. Now, I was just reflecting in terms of in the next 3 to 5 years, where do you see Child Support Tanzania going to be like?
I see it as a role model for inclusion in the country, in Tanzania, but also in other countries.